lot recently about the Me Too movement and sexual harassment, right? I mean, it's been in the news so much, and it's frankly a big problem in our society. But you know, I think the real problem is the harassment is always directed at younger women. I mean, I'm 50, nobody's harassing me. I'm feeling kind of left out, actually. I don't think I've been properly sexually harassed for 15 years at least. So forget this hashtag Me Too. I'm coming out with hashtag What About Me? You know, at work, it's very frustrating. Men, they come into my office, they always want to talk substance with me, they look into my eyes. I'm like, hey, eyes down. I mean, my boobs are down here. It's just so rude. But I think that's kind of what it's like being a middle-aged woman. You always feel like you're left out of these cultural phenomenons. It's like with dating. I dated in the 90s before the age of the smartphones. So, you know, I never got a dick pic when I was dating in the 90s. And yeah, that kind of bums me out. I mean, I do get it, because to send someone a dick pic in the 90s, I mean, that would have been a lot of work. I mean, that would have been a huge effort. I mean, think about it. You would have had to take an actual camera and take a picture of your dick. And then you would have had to bring the film somewhere to get it developed, like the CVS. I think back then it was the People's Drugstore. And then hopefully you were at the end of your roll of film. Otherwise you would have 24 pictures of your dick, which I guess you could keep in your accordion folder, you know, in your file cabinet with a label, dick pics for future use. Then, you know, you'd wait for the film to get developed, and then you'd get out an envelope and you'd address the envelope and put a stamp on it and drop it in the mail. I mean, at that point, it probably would just be easier for the guy to just drive over to my house and show me his dick in person, which, strangely enough, is how I met my husband. So, and I've been married for 17 years. Thank you, thank you. We have a 12-year-old son. And I am a little bit jealous of my husband, because I think it is a lot easier to be a really good dad than a good mom, right? The standards are a little lower for the dads. I mean, think about it. You're a good dad if you come home at night, you have a job, and you're involved in one activity with your kids. You're like, awesome, right? Yeah. Moms, on the other hand, you're expected to do everything else, and plus you have to do like an extra 15 things to facilitate the dad's one activity. And nobody ever calls the dad when there's a problem. They know that he's really busy, he's maxed out with his one activity. And you know, this is particularly difficult for me because I really have no maternal instinct whatsoever. I mean, everyone that knows me was pretty shocked that I actually had a child. And it was funny because when I had my son, I was a little bit worried because I did not have that feeling of joy that you're supposed to feel when you have a child. But luckily, I did get that feeling a little bit later. The first time he went to sleepaway camp, oh my God, just incredible joy. It was just amazing. It was really amazing. But it's really fun when you have a child, and a lot of times you do have to compromise on various issues. Religion is one of those in our house. It's a little bit complicated because I was raised Jewish and my husband was raised Catholic. So we had to come up with a compromise for that, which we have. We do nothing, which it's great. It saves a ton of time because on Saturday we don't go to temple, and then on Sunday we don't go to church. So we love it. It works out really well for us. My mother was not very happy with it though, And she said, look, I think your son needs to have some religion in his life. So we started sending him to this Baptist church near our house for camp, which I think is kind of important. Not because of the religion, but camp is like really, really cheap, which is awesome because, camps are really, really expensive. And as a good Jew, I sort of feel like if I can save a couple $100 a week by sending my son to a Baptist camp, praise Jesus. I'm Kim Arlick. That's my time. Thank you so much.